edition of Coffee and Beats. I'm your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent. I'm back in the cafe, y'all.
Yeah, how you like me?
It's been a while since I've done an episode, so I'm gonna be a little bit rusty, but bear with me. Today we're doing a taste test album episode. Yes, what is album taste test? Well, I'm just going to give you a gauntlet of albums that I've been listening to since it's been a while since I've recorded, give my thoughts and opinions on them, and if you can feel free to check them out. Some of these albums have been out for a while, so you already formulated an opinion about them, but I don't care. Hey, you've been listening to this show for a reason. You want to get my opinion on these as well, so let's see if we're on the same page here. But enough of me rambling. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell for notifications so that everyone can get the news that Coffee and Beats episode, a new one, just dropped on the market. Also, share with your loved ones and listen. I appreciate all those who have been following this page and waiting patiently for a new episode. So here it is. But before we get into that, I just want to shout out Anita Signatures for this wonderful coffee cup. She makes these type of cups. Yes, they start off black, but when you put your drink, your tea, maybe some hot water, maybe some coffee, and it fills up, it has a nice surprise in there for you. And for me, it was my show, Coffee and Beats. So I really appreciate that contribution, and I definitely had to promote that on the show. So hey, if you want to get a cup just like that, hit the description box below. You'll see her information to her Instagram on there, and you'll be able to get in contact and try to order you a new cup. Let's get right into these albums. And we're going to start off with Unknown Mortal Orchestra with their fifth studio album, 5 or V. This is the fifth studio album from the band from New Zealand, and Ruben Nielsen is the lead singer, and I really appreciate this band. If you haven't been familiarized with this band, or familiar with this band, I really highly recommend that you listen to them and their projects. This is their fifth album, their first one in 5 years, and their previous work has been very impressive. If you're into groups like Tame Impala, you will really like this group. Check out notable songs off this album: The Widow, The Life, and one of my favorites, Naja. I really like that track as well. Very mellow approach, and they're going back to their roots from their first project and taking it into 5. So I really like that aspect of the album. I really appreciate the instrumentation on this project. It was very smooth, it was very elegant. Some of the singing and vocals on top of it is pretty solid, and I give this one an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one from UMO. Look forward to hearing more from them in the future. Up next, we got Mac Ayers with his third studio album, Comfortable Enough. This is the third album from multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist and singer, soul singer, one of my favorite soul singers, Mac Ayers, giving us with 16 tracks soul music for about an hour. Now, let me just start off by saying this. Even though I've been a hardcore fan of his music for quite some time, ever since his first album, Drive Slow, I tried to like this album. And there are some elements that I did love about the album. There are songs such as To Be, Anymore, Cuts, Heal, and Time. Love those tracks. But then there are tracks like To Be and Anymore that kind of bore you to death. I think this album suffers from being one note. I just walked away not really blown away by this project, and it pains me to say that because I'm a huge Mac Ayers fan. Felt like the production on this thing was a little bit too mellow for an already mellow singer. You might like it more than me, but I was disappointed out of 10 on this one. Hopefully the next project will be better, but again, hey. Up next, we got Benny Sings. Benny Sings with his new album, his 10th studio album, Young Hearts. The multi-talented singer and songwriter joins forces and become one with Kenny Beats for the production tip. And if you're not familiar with Kenny Beats, I reviewed his instrumental album from last year, Louis, and I think later a hip-hop album got released on top of that one. as well. But this album only features one feature artist, and that is Remy Wolf, who is highly slept on. If you're not up on Remy Wolf, check her out. But Benny presents us with a 10-track album clocking in at around 26 minutes. Now, I really enjoyed this effort from Benny as he hits us with very upbeat and fast tempo music. Kenny Beats shows us his versatility with more eclectic production, and there were a few skippable tracks like The Only One and Simple Love Songs. I think this was an easy album to digest. It was very good. The production was good, wasn't oversaturated like some of Benny's albums in the past. Overall, I give this one a 7 out of 10. I think you will enjoy it as much as I did. And while maybe it might not be quite as good as his Beat Tape project, I think it's pretty close, and I think Benny Sings has rebounded very well. Also, check out the songs Young Hearts, Pajamas, and The World. I really like those as well. So keep it up, Benny Sings. Look forward to hearing more projects from you soon. Up next, I wanted to throw in this album, Blondshell. It's a rock band, rock outfit led by Sabrina Teitelbaum, and I think this one is a pretty good project. Similar style to groups like Soccer Mommy or Japanese Breakfast. And if you're a Fiona Apple fan like myself, I think you will really enjoy this one. A lot of dark topics on this one, but I thought Blondshell vocally delivered on this project. I give this one a 7 out of 10. Check out Veronica Mars, Kiss City, and also Salad. I thought those were some good tracks to kind of add to your rocker playlist, so to speak. So keep it up. This is her debut album. Although there is room for improvement, I think this is a good start for her. Also, I wanted to throw in this project as well. Luke and Mulder with Feel the Spirit, and this is a play on the 1962 iconic jazz record Feeling the Spirit by Grant Green, and this is a very funky, psychedelic listen. If you're into great drum play, great guitar play, it's all over this one. You will like this one from start to finish. There's also an instrumental cover to Redbone by Childish Gambino sprinkled into this album that's really, really good. I'm looking forward to playing that in some future DJ sets. But along with this being a very good album, I give this one an 8 out of 10. Most of the songs on here are pretty good. Good album to play in the background when you got a more relaxed atmosphere. You'll sit well with this one, just like I did. And this person right here, Kimbra, she looks like somebody that I used to know.
Get it?
Yes, Kimbra has dropped her 4th studio album, A Reckoning. Now, if you're not familiar with Kimbra, it's the reason why I mentioned what I mentioned earlier. She collaborated with
Gote or Gotoy or Yote.
He's a one-hit wonder. He made that song, Somebody That I Used to Know. She collaborated with him, sung the verse on there and contributed to that project. The New Zealand singer-songwriter is here with her first album since 2018. She mentioned to Billboard magazine in an interview that she went through a stage of really struggling to write, and she said maybe it was because she was struggling to articulate what she was feeling. And so here she was able to do that. She was able to let her hair down, and honestly, I think this is one of her best projects. Actually, this is her best project to date. I wasn't impressed with her last 2 projects. I really liked her first album. I love the creativity from that first album, and I thought she was going to keep that up as she continues to make progress in her career. It was kind of at a stalemate, and now here I think she found her niche. She went the more sensual route, and I think this album, it hits well. Check out songs such as Replay, The Way We Were, New Habit, and LA Type, which is a collaboration with Pink Seafood that I thought was pretty impressive. I didn't know how that was going to work with that combination. I didn't think that combination was going to work, but it did. They pulled it off pretty nicely. Even though the album didn't quite stick the landing towards the end, I did enjoy this project. 7 out of 10 for me, and I think this is a step up for Kimbra. So keep up the good work, Kimbra. Look forward to hearing more from you soon. And that will do it for this edition of Coffee and Beats. I'm your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent. Again, I got some mixtapes on the way to keep you all busy with the podcast. But until then, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I am your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent. And when it comes to coffee and when it comes to music, stay grounded for life. I will see you on the next one. Peace.